allow me to complain for a moment, because that's truly all this is. I had a realization earlier on stream. I cut my stream short, not short as I was playing Pokemon Unite, but lately I've been playing Pokemon Unite until I get so upset that I can't play Pokemon Unite anymore. And I don't love that that's a position that I feel like I'm in. And I was asking my chat earlier how they are feeling about this meta, how often they are playing the game. And without question, I didn't expect anything else. I got unanimous that they're playing less Pokemon Unite. Not surprising. It is a very bad meta, and we've had a very bad meta for a while. We need a change. I'm not taking my glasses off to be dramatic here. I'm just taking my glasses off because I wanted to. But you know what? I could have been dramatic in that moment. The fact of the matter is, this is the first time for a very long, extended period of time, and this was my realization, yeehaw, was that this is the first time in a very long time that I am not having fun playing this game. There are moments of it, there are flashes of it, especially matches without Mewtwo, or times where I'm just playing Dodrio, but I am not having much fun. And that is a big problem in my opinion, because it's always been the saving grace of Pokemon Unite. The saving grace of this game, with whatever you would like to say about it, whatever complaints you would like to make about Pokemon Unite, the saving grace of Pokemon Unite is that it is really fun. It has, with its ranking system that you might not like. I'm starting off with a pinky here. Most people might like, I'm going pinky to list this off. With a ranking system you might not like, monetization that is, I don't think that bad from a balance perspective, but pretty bad from just a cost to value maybe perspective, comparing it to other games. With all of the things that could be bad about Pokemon Unite, the saving grace has almost always been that this game is really, really fun. And for the first time in a long time, I don't feel like I'm having that much fun. And there are a few reasons for this. The biggest reason, of course, is the meta. The meta it's really tough. I've said this a million times, but I just feel like, as I said earlier, I'm kind of just venting with this video right here. We have a Pokemon, Mewtwo. Why? We have a Pokemon, Mewtwo, why? Why? That is so unbelievably broken and so simple to use. It's crazy. It's not even that it's that broken, right? Which it is. It's not even that it's only that broken. It's that this Pokemon takes absolutely no thought to use, no skill, no anything. It doesn't take anything. And that Pokemon that takes nothing can actually beat a skilled player because they simply are kind of near it for a moment. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's unreasonable, it's crazy, and it makes playing this game miserable at times. When you see Mewtwo Blissey on the enemy team, and I want to hear from you in the comments right here. I would love for you to answer this question. When you see Mewtwo Blissey on the enemy team, how many times do you walk away from that match, win or lose, and leave having felt like you were having a good time? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because every time I see it, even if I win, I don't feel this incredible sense of satisfaction, like I did it, we came together. It feels like an absolute grind. We're just trying everything we can. We have to get lucky and fortunate, and they have to make bad positioning choices, and it's just an absolute mess. I don't feel like I walk out of games like that and I feel good. I feel worse than Zacian Comfey. I feel worse than Mew Mime Glaceon. I feel worse than Glaceon meta, Absol meta, whatever bad meta you can think of. I feel worse. And it's because this Pokemon is doing a few things. It's taking players who normally would be relative non-factors inside of a game and making them insanely difficult to deal with, not because of their skill level, but because of their Pokemon selection being the most absurd thing in the game. Now, before, the really only thing that these players could do to be a real factor inside of a game was play Comfey, basically. Maybe Zacian when Zacian was broken, or Glaceon just when Glaceon was broken. These players that are playing this Pokemon are not good, by and large. They're not good players. I know there was a player earlier on stream who had an overall 45% win rate, and that's pretty low. That's pretty low inside of Pokemon Unite. Had a overall 45% win rate. However, their Mewtwo Y games had a 54% win rate. That's a 9% delta. I believe that's how deltas work. That's a 9% delta. We're talking about a player who routinely can't win games is actually positive on this thing. And what that's doing is you're throwing that player into games against players who should be beating them because they know how to play the game better. They understand how to play their Pokemon. They know the macro of the game. They know where to go. It doesn't really matter because the thing is so absolutely busted and so unbelievably easy to use that now we have a game that more than ever is not the match results, this is maybe the best way to say this, are more than ever not reflective of the skill level of the players inside the game. It's always had a problem with its ranking system and all that. Even if you fix the ranking system inside of Pokemon Unite, you are still dealing with the fact that this Pokemon is so busted that a bad player has a positive win rate with it. It's so unbelievably easy to use that a great player, and let's take me out of the equation. Let's say I'm not talking about myself. I see this with whoever you would put up on the pantheon of great players in Unite. Overlord, Rin, Toon, Chris Heroes, Gottlu, Bruv, Ender. You take a look at all of these insane players and they get dumpstered by this Pokemon and they're not even trying. They're not even trying. And I think a sad truth that we don't talk about enough inside of Pokemon Unite. I hope you're ready for a sad truth. You know what? Let me put on my glasses again so I can hit you with a sad truth. If there is a Mewtwo Y and Blissey, I'm playing with my glasses too much, a Mewtwo Y and Blissey on the other team, and they are not fully incompetent, like fully, completely incompetent at Pokemon Unite, if they have any clue as to what is going on inside of a game, a great player cannot beat them. They cannot beat them outside of getting phenomenally lucky. And it's a really rough time to be playing the game. It's a really rough time to be making content for the game. People want to talk about counters for Mewtwo Y, and the truth is, there isn't a counter for this Pokemon. That's the truth. There are things that play well into it, and there are strategies that you can use to play into this Pokemon better, but there isn't a counter for this. The real fact of the matter is, if you were to run into a competent player on Mewtwo Y, they're going to win, and I'm not exaggerating, 75% of their games without trying that hard. A competent player would win that many games. I'm not kidding. All of the players I listed before, I would even say, I'll include myself in this one. If you're playing this Pokemon consistently, especially if you're duoing or trioing with a full-on cringe Blissey Lapras comp, you're winning 75, 80% of your games easy. Easy. I'm not kidding. It's not because you're that good. It's because the Pokemon is that good and it's too busted. It's way too busted and it's ruining games and it is also creating players that play this game. Like, if you thought the player base was bad at Pokemon Unite before, I've never seen players play this game more poorly than when Mewtwo Y is the Pokemon that they pick. I have never seen worse decisions made. They'll just walk into a bush, they'll face check everything. It doesn't matter though, because they'll just hit their A button and hit Future Sight, push them away, immediately Mega because they're ready to get Mega from their recover move. Like, I'm seeing players play this game worse and they're having way more success because of the level that this Pokemon is at inside the game. And that feeling is, you're not helpless inside of a game, but so many things are stacked against you, and this game already has a lot of things stacked against you. They already have catch-up mechanics, they already have Rayquaza, they already have a matchmaking system that can sometimes pair you with some pretty bizarre players. Now on top of that, You have to deal with something that is so phenomenally busted. It can beat one of the best players in the world as long as the person is truly not drooling on their controller. And maybe if they were drooling on their controller and the drool would slowly drip down and just tap that A button a few times, maybe it could still beat some of the best players in the world. And it's not an exaggeration. The drool part is, but it's not an exaggeration. This Pokemon can beat some of the best players in the world as long as the person isn't fully clueless. And even if they are, you like how I did that and even if they are, there's still times where simply you're just a little too close to it. It's mega, it's auto attack, hits in an area and slows. Then its Unite move is used and you've been slowed or stunned by something else. You can't get out of it and you're gone. And you have just been KO'd by one of the worst players in Pokemon Unite. It is so unbelievably frustrating. This meta is so incredibly bad. And for the first time, like full on, really, I feel this very intensely. It is not a very fun time to be playing this game. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I just had to vent because this is rough, man. It's rough. All right, guys. I love you. I can't wait for this meta to be over. I'm so excited for any change to what's going on right now because it is really hard to stick with this on stream and have like a good attitude. And I feel bad. I don't know. I'm saying things I've already said. I feel bad about it. But I'm not having that much fun. Now, I don't know if you are, but I think outside of people who are playing Mewtwo and have never won a game before, I don't think many people are having fun. Love you guys. Goodbye.